Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakadash, and I want to say Shalom, Yak Nakwat out there, pursuing this truth diligently, coming at you once again with another lesson. And this is another edition of What Does It Really Mean? And today the word we're going on is division. Okay, so division. What does it really mean? So as we usually do, we got the Blue Letter Bible open here. We got a couple scriptures. And then, of course, I'll get it up and ready to go. We're going to use the Johnson's Dictionary as well. And I also might even check the etymology, right? So the scripture, one of the scriptures of focus today is Luke 12 in verse 51. And it reads, "Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth, I tell you nay, but rather division." Okay, so that's the part of it. We'll get verse 52 as well and 53. It says, "For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughters against the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law," right? So everybody against everybody, even, in your own house, right? So division. And going up again, it says, "Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth." And this is one of those things where Christians have their own preconceived idea about, the Lord coming back and, bringing peace. They say these things like God bless America and all these different things. Well, when he comes back, he's not coming to bless any place. He's coming to destroy. Okay. And he's not coming to unite people. He's coming to separate them, divide them. Okay. Wicked people on one side, all right, to the left, and righteous people on another side to the right. Okay. And, that there's a whole bunch of subgroupings in between that, the heathens, all right, of course, are going to go on the left, all right, they're going to be destroyed. But also with that, you're not going to have all Israel that's saved, all right, you're going to have some Jake that go over there to be destroyed. But again, the heathen, when they're destroyed, they're going to come back in the kingdom in captivity. Meanwhile, Israel is not. They're going to come back reborn under one of the elect who would have been on the right side, all right, divided to the right, all right, and they're going to be righteous, have a period of shame, but then, they'll come around, right? The heathen, it's going to be different. So there's going to be many different things, all right? So Israel can be on the left, but however, heathens can never go to the right, all right, because they can never be righteous because Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is not dealing with them. But there's going to be more that are destroyed, all right, then, there's going to be more people that are divided into the bad section than into the good section, right? So in the good section, you can't really, they're sometimes named as separate, but they are really one of the same. They're part of the elect. You have the 144,000, all right, an elite group of men, all right, under Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, and of course, you have the elect, which the 144 are part of the elect. But if you wanted to separate them for separation's sake, because they're an elite, all right, force, all right, of the 1/3, right? So yeah, man. So Luke 12 and 51. "Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth, I tell you nay," which means no, but rather division. So what does division mean? Because he's not coming to bring peace. Okay, he's coming to bring division. And what is division? So if we go down here, you're going to see the word division, all right? Strong's G1267, okay? And we got it up, okay, which is in the Greek. Let's go ahead and read it.
Strong's G1267. Diamerismas. Diamerismas.
All right, diamerismas, okay? An outline of biblical usage is a parting, distribution, disunion, all right, or dissension. Okay, disunion from G1266. All right, this is the root word. Now, what does the root word mean? This word here, let's hear it.
Strong's G1266. Diamerizo. Diamerizo.
All right, diamerizo. Okay, and it comes from 2 root words. Okay, but let's read this one first. It means to cleave asunder, to cut into pieces. to be divided into opposing parts, to be at variance, in dissension, to distribute. So that's perfect. So to divide into opposing, all right, what does opposing mean? All right, let's go and get that. Opposing means to be in conflict, competition, or set against something. So you're going to have, the left against the right, okay? The left against the right, a conflict, opposing, all right? Of two or more subjects differing from or in conflict with another. You're differing, all right, and essential are in conflict. Are we, Lord willing, as the elect, hopefully, we're hopeful elect, but if we are of the elect, Lord willing, are we in opposition to the wicked? Are we against them? Yes, of course we're against the wicked, all right? Just as the Lord was against the wicked, all right, we, to the best of our ability, following his footsteps, are also against the wicked people, all right, the wickedness and the people that are doing that said wickedness, okay? So yes, we are opposition to them, okay? Or as Jake now would say, ops, right? And it says to be at variance. So what does variance mean? Another word that you hear a lot, variance, not in this definition. That's, we're dealing with not mathematical variance. We're dealing with right here. The state or fact of disagreeing or quarreling, conflict, incompatible. Okay, are we incompatible? All right, with the wicked? Yes, we are incompatible. That's why, all right, when the topic of unity camps, now they haven't been brought up as much. All right, one of the big people that like to push unity camps a lot was the Sakari, and they've been disbanded, called Lo Yahweh Shemiao Shai. But one of the big ones was them pushing the unity camps. Thankfully, we don't have to hear about that shit much anymore. But let's get this. This is Amos 3 in verse 3 in the King James Version. It says, can two walk together except they be agreed? Okay, can I hang out with you, all right, and go do things that I like to do when you don't like to do those things? No, all right, because we're too different, all right, we're not agreed, okay? If you're a vegan and I'm a meat eater, we can't agree to what restaurant to go on, all right? Or someone's gonna have to make some compromises, and no one wants to make a compromise. Okay, you want to stay as a vegan, all right, I want to stay as a meat eater. That's how it goes. And when you start compromising, then you're gonna end up what? Something lesser than. Okay, here it is. You as a vegan know the best vegetarian restaurant to go to. They don't have any meat. Okay, and you or me as a meat eater know the best place you can go to get some steak. Okay, but they don't sell any vegan items. All right, now, if both of us are trying to eat somewhere, we're going to have to go somewhere that's not as good as what you like and not as good as what I like, and have to, make a compromise, all right, and go to somewhere that sucks, all right, or isn't even that good, just in the hopes that they have something that'll fit us both, all right? Meanwhile, if we just did our separate thing, we could both actually get food that was good to us. Okay, let's look up the word compromise. It says an agreement or a settlement of a dispute that is reached by each side making concessions. Okay, what is that?
Concession.
All right, a compromise, an adjustment, a modification. So you're modifying something that you've done. If you say, for example, Unity Camp would require some modification, all right? They're saying, heathens can be saved. Well, if I'm over here saying heathens can't be saved, which is the truth according to the Bible, then someone's going to have to compromise, all right, in a unity camp. Either you're going to have to start believing that heathens can't be saved, or I'm going to have to start believing that they can be, all right? There's going to have to be an adjustment made, a modification, an allowance, an exception. In this truth, there's no place for exceptions, okay? There's no place for exceptions in this truth. So going back to that, yeah, so yes, there's a division. That is division amongst us. That's variance, okay? A fact or quality of being different, divergent, or in this case, another case, inconsistent, all right? But it means difference, variation, discrepancy, dissimilarity, disagreement, okay? The state of disagreeing and quarreling, all right? Conflicting, contrasting, incompatible. All right, and in that case, we are incompatible. We're incompatible with Israelites that are teaching some bugged out shit, and we're also incompatible with those that are in the world. All right, so we are at variance essentially with them. Okay, and another word, we'll get the last one that it gives us here, is dissension, which means a state of deep disagreement, discord, or contention often leading to division, conflict, or quarrels within a group. Are we going to be in a state of disagreement with a Christian? Are we going to have discord with a Christian or contention? Yes. Are we going to have division amongst them? Yes. Are we going to have a conflict or quarreling? Is there going to be a quarreling if they say his name's Jesus Christ and he's white? Are we going to have a quarrel with them if they keep on trying to push that? Yes. We're going to say, no, that's not the case. He's not white and his name's not Jesus, and here's why. And they're going to quarrel back and say, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't mean anything. Where did you get this information from? And we're going to show them the information, and then they're going to get upset. And then they're going to say something, and we're going to disprove them on that, and then they're going to get upset. And then so on and so forth, man. So, two that walk together, all right, can only walk together, all right, when they're agreed, because they can if they're not in agreement. If we're walking together, here it is, you're trying to go left, I'm trying to go right. How can we walk together? All right, how can we walk together? We might be able to walk together for some short amount of time before, that major split in the road comes, and then we're going to have to choose our side, all right, because there's no middle. It's either left or right, man, all right? So everything, in this truth has division, all right? You have Israelites, and then you have non-Israelites. You have elect, and then you have non-elect, okay? You have, different nationalities. You have a Hebrew, you have a Greek, all right? You have, left, you have right, you have good, you have bad, you have wicked, you have hot, you have fire, all right? You have cold, you have ice, right? There's division amongst the divisions, man. All right. So these people that have this, idea within their brain that the Lord's going to sap out all division, where do they come up with that? That's just man-made teachings. That's man-made ideologies that are taught as scriptures, which also the Lord warned against. Okay. So, we can go and get that. This is Matthew 15:9. It says, "But in vain they do worship me, teaching for doctrines." That's a let's just define doctrine. All right, well, let's go and get it. Doctrine. All right, a specific teaching curriculum, essentially. Okay. It says a belief or set of beliefs held or taught by a church, political party, or other group. All right, a belief, a dogma, conviction, a teaching. All right, essentially, I think curriculum would work there. A subject comprising a course of study, any school or a college. But yeah, a subject. All right, so not necessarily a curriculum, but similar. Teaching for doctrines are as is, the teachings of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right, they're teaching as if it was the teachings of the Lord, the commandments of men, as it says, for teaching for doctrines, the commandments of men. So that's what they're doing. Okay, they teach these things that they came up with as if it came from the Lord and His only begotten Son, right? And that's off. All right, that's off. So there's divisions amongst divisions. So these guys are teaching that, which of course is a doctrine of man, that somehow the Lord's going to come back, everything's going to be, everyone, all the good people are going to go up in white robes or potentially maybe even naked if there's a rapture, and then, they're going to go up there and they're going to wait at a gate, and there's going to be a little guy with a pen and a pad of paper, all right, and number 2 pencil, all right. It's ridiculous, man. So to partition thoroughly, all right, to put into different sides. So it comes from 2 different words, all right, dia and marizo. So dia means to, by the account of, or through, all right, really means through, that's the top, all right, the through, and then marizo means to divide, all right, to separate into parts, to cut into pieces. So split, all right, through, all right, split through. Okay, essentially is what it means, to split through. So dividing, all right, and it mentioned cleaving, like meats, or however, chopping 2 things, cutting things up, okay? And you can see if you go down in here and the dia marizo, all right, which of course is used in, we'll read a couple different scriptures. It comes from the root word of diamorismos, all right, which of course is where the word division comes from in Luke 12:51. All right, so going into diamorizo first, and then we'll get back, go into the root, and then we'll get back into the, what would they call this? What's the opposite of a root? Can't remember. This one. All right, the other one. Let's get some of the root word, diamorizo. So it says, Matthew 27:35, and they crucified him and parted his garments. So you can see G1266 is used for parted. Okay, it says, casting lots that it may be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet. They parted, again, my garments among them, and upon my vesture did they cast lots. Okay, let's go down to Luke 11:17. It says, but he, knowing their thoughts, said unto them, every kingdom divided. So there's, one that was used for parted. Now it's used for divided. It says, against itself is brought to desolation, and a house divided against a house falleth. And that shows you, another reason why Babylon cannot stand. All right. Let's see another one. Luke 12:53, right? So, we got that one as well. Let's see. Cloven here, Acts 2:3, and there appeared unto them cloven tongues, like as of fire, and it sat upon each of them. Okay, so cloven, parted, divided, right? That's what that word means. There might be more. All right, now those are the ones that it's used for. Again, like I said with these, always give the disclaimer that these aren't probably the only Greek or Hebrew words for division. All right, because mind you, this is just Greek. We can go and get a Hebrew as well. If you go and look up division. All right. Which one do I want to get? We'll go with Exodus 8:23 just because it's going to give us in Hebrew, and we'll see what word it's there. Division. All right. Now this word, it's for a ransom. Okay, a ransom. So division. It can also mean redemption. So let's see another one. That's pretty much it. I mean, we got this one. Same thing. All right. So it looks like the only occurrences within the Old Testament division was specifically dealing with ransoms. All right. So, but we're specifically dealing with, parting. Okay. Parting, putting one group aside and the other group to another side. Okay. So, here we are back. We're out of the root word now. We're back to diamorismos. All right. Which shows up in Luke 12. And again, a parting, distribution, a disunion. And I want to get what disunion is. A disunion, the termination of a union, or one that never formed, right? It says often referring to a separation, dissolution, or breaking apart of a partnership. So a dismantling, a separation, okay? A severance, okay? A splitting, a parting, okay? Let's see here. From disunion of opinion or conduct. Good one, conduct. And we see the only use of this specifically is in Luke 12:51. But have no fear, we have more words. All right, well, we got at least one more here in Matthew 10. So let's go over there. But before we do that, let's go over the Johnson's Dictionary and let's go to the Etymology Online. First, we'll go to the Etymology Online and we're going to look up division. All right. So division, okay, late 14th century division. All right. It says act of separating into parts, portions, or shares. A part separated or distinguished from the rest. State of being at variance in sentiment or interest. There you go. A variance in interest. Okay, and our interest is serving Yahweh Shemiah Shai. Other people's, their interest is serving in their pocket. So are we going to be in variance with them? Absolutely. It says from Old French, division, and directly from Latin, divisionem. All right, divisionem. All right, nominative, divisio. Noun of action from past participle stem of dividere, to divide. All right, literally means to divide. What does divide mean? All right, to separate into parts or pieces, as the etymology says. So yeah, there you go. To divide. Okay, to separate into parts or pieces. Now, what does the Johnson's Dictionary say? Division. It says the act of dividing things into parts. Okay, the state of being divided. That by which anything is kept apart. Partition. Okay, there's another word, partition. We'll highlight that and copy it. It says disunion, discord, difference. Okay, parts into which a discourse is distributed. Distinction. All right, that's yeah. I will put it. Look, oh, Exodus. I will put a division between my people and thy people. Or is that the example, not Exodus? But sometimes they use the Bible in this one. But distinction. So a distinction. Let's look up what a distinction is. All right, the act of perceiving a difference, the difference itself, or a feature of excellence that sets something apart. Something of excellence that sets something apart. If you go to be ye holy. Okay. Well, we'll just get it. Well, it's already up. Okay. Be ye holy, for I am holy. Now, this word holy, well, this is going to be hagios, all right, because it's in the Greek, but a holy thing. We're looking for the word Wadash. That's spelt kadosh. But right here, blue letter. All right, sacred, holy, holy one, saint, set apart. Okay, we can get that right here. Talking to Israel, Exodus 19:6. And ye shall be unto me a kingdom of priests and an holy nation. These are the words which thou shalt speak unto the children of Israel. Well, it's Moses specifically, but yeah. But still, you know, speaking Moses to speak to the children of Israel, right? So, you know, separate. Okay? Separate, set apart. So yeah, that word for division, a distinction, adds up perfectly, all right, according to the scriptures. So, let's get Matthew 10 and 35, all right, through 6 first, and then we'll read it because the highlight is in verse 35. Matthew 10:34, it says, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. There it is again, saying, stop thinking, you know, don't think that I'm going to send peace. But these Christians think that there's going to be some type of peace. They're divided between themselves. You have ones that think that he's going to come to bring peace, and then you have other ones that know that he's going to, you know, destroy. Okay, and that's what he is going to do. He is going to destroy. It says, think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man at variance against his father, and the daughter against her mother, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law, and a man's foes shall be they of his own household. Right? There you go. Showing you the state of wickedness that people are going to be in, because, you know, normally people in your house would have, you know, love for you, but in this society, people are being, you know, all fucked up in the mind, right? So, variance is the word that we're looking at today. All right, and you can see it comes from here, dikazo. All right, Strong's G1369. And this is the one we get, and then we're going to close out. How long we've been going? About 22 minutes. I got another one planned for later anyway, Lord willing. We get to that one as well. So, dikazo. All right, let's hear it.
Strong's G1369. Dikazo. Dikazo.
All right, and they say it's a derivative of this word here. Let's hear it.
Strong's G1364. Dees. Dees.
Dees. It's close to deuce. All right, which if you look up. All right, a deuce. The 2 on dice or playing cards. All right, deuce. All right, but it's what was it again? Dees.
Strong's G1364. Dees.
Yeah, dees. All right, which itself is from another word. All right, dio. So, or let's hear it.
Strong's G1417. Dua. Dua.
Dua. Right, and the root word of the root word, all right, is dua, which means two. Okay, or both. Twain. What does twain mean? Okay, an archaic term for two. All right, there you go. So two, to put into two, and it's not always literally two, but it's showing you a split. Okay, right here, dis, it means twice. Okay, twice. Again, twice, and then dikadzo. All right, to cut into two parts, to cleave asunder or sever. Okay, so to set, and again, set at variance. Okay, and one more time, we'll get it, and then we'll close out. What is variance? All right, we'll get it in the Johnson this time. Okay, variance. Variance. Okay, and there you see, Matthew, it quotes the scripture. Sometimes it does. It says, I am come to set a man at variance against his father. It means what? Discord, disagreement, dissension, just as the Blue Letter Bible said. Okay. Discord. What does that mean? It's going to give us the app, of course. Meaning. Okay. Disagreement between people. Okay. Disagreement. Okay. Dissension. And again, dissension means what? Let's get dissension here. Well, let's get it here then. Okay, strong formal disagreement or dispute that causes conflict, quarreling, or division within a group. There you go. So that's what it means. So is the Lord going to bring peace? No, he's not. He's going to bring division. He's going to bring dissension. He's going to bring variance. All right, he's going to bring conflict. All right, he's going to bring a separation, okay, amongst the people. And that's how it goes. Not peace, not love, not handshakes, not kisses on the forehead and pats on the back. No, division. And you're either going to the left or to the right. The people on the left die. The people on the right stay alive and don't taste of death. All right, as they're going to be translated. All right, so that's it. That's the lesson. All right, this has been division. What does it really mean? So with that, we're going to close out. Lord willing, it was edifying. Again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakak. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until next one, Lord willing, Shalom.